guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for your daily dose of Dismal Disney.
Yes.
4D.
4D again.
In 4D. So today's Dismal Disney news is that a lot more divisions in Disney are laying off people because, of course, they are. Disney's running out of money.
Right.
And their quarterly earnings calls, I think, next week.
Yeah, 12th.
And it's going to be pretty catastrophic. If I had to guess, it's not going to go terribly well, but they're going to put the best possible spin on it.
I'm sure, yeah.
If they can. Little pixie dust magic.
Sunshine and pixie dust.
So we're going to talk about the layoffs coming to Marvel, and I've freaking been telling people for years, and they don't want to listen.
Well, supposedly we know of one, possibly another, and then from other articles it sounds like there might be more.
Yeah, so I think Marvel is going to get trimmed because what happened was first they went through and they laid off, of course, 28,000 employees in their theme parks. Disneyland's down, Disney World revenue's down, the cruise line shut down. So of course, unfortunately, the theme park employees were the first to go. That was wave one. Well, then we had more. We had ESPN laying off a bunch of people.
300 people laid off and then 200 positions eliminated.
And now we've got, let's see, the other studios are laying off as of today. Searchlight Pictures.
Yeah, there's like 50 or so in like Searchlight Pictures through some of the marketing jobs, and also some of the theater people from New York were let go also. Broadway's
basically closed at this point. There's no money coming in. What are they going to do?
I don't know. And then so we have that, and then there's we're starting to see cuts at Marvel, which we expected.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about Marvel in the parks, too.
Mm-hmm.
Some rumors
there. That's true.
Yeah, it's all over the place. People in the studios and Marvel. Now, to rewind the clock a little bit, guys, when we first started this channel, couple of years ago, and Marvel was not in a very good place. It was like 2017, and they were laying off Axel Alonso. They were canceling a bunch of books.
The numbers were down.
And then they brought in CB Cebulski to try to turn around. Now, we were hearing on the Disney side that basically Marvel as a comic book publisher means jack squat to Disney. It doesn't. The comic books are not important to them.
No, they just want the IP.
Right. And we saw that, when Warner got pinched, they started cutting a whole bunch of people over at DC Comics. And I'm telling you, the same thing is probably going to happen at Marvel. I think DC is actually in a better place than Marvel is at this point, because Warner, even though they have to cut a bunch of jobs, they're still doing better because they're owned by AT&T than Disney is. Disney's hemorrhaging money at this point. So this doesn't surprise me at all that the same day they're announcing all these layoffs in the studios and ESPN, that Marvel Comics is supposedly starting to lay people off too. Now, what they'll do is they'll just not publish certain books. They won't allow their people freelance. They just won't call them up anymore.
And the thing is, like I said, right now they're just saying that they're hearing that there's other people. Now, I know another article I saw said that there was more than just this, but they were hearing there was more, but they couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
They didn't have it wasn't announced yet. But apparently the John, is it Nee?
Yeah.
That one was confirmed, I guess. I've seen it a couple places.
Yeah. So Marvel Comics joins Disney in making staffers redundant. Of course, they're part of Disney. They're going to. Every division in Disney, they're going to have cutbacks. John Nee's publisher of Marvel Comics, who, among other things, brought the League of Legends and Warhammer to the comic book publisher, which a lot of people were upset about Warhammer going to Marvel. They're like, oh my God, it's going to go woke. We don't need that. But anyway, he's gone. He'd been placed on furlough, and it appears that all of the affected staff had been previously furloughed as well. John Nee had set up Cryptozoic Entertainment, had been VP at DC Comics, and Erner Brothers, and CEO of Wildstorm when it was purchased by DC. The other name out there is Judy Stevens, a producer who worked on a variety of projects at the publisher. She was the producer.
I noticed that.
She was the producer and host of the Women in Marvel podcast, as well as the series Marvel Make Me a Hero, Marvel Becoming, and Marvel Quick Draw. All these failed YouTube things.
This Week in Marvel, the poll list, and more.
She posted earlier today, Marvel and I say goodbye, working through my emotions as I mourn my career over the last 14 years. This is not just a comic book publisher. They talked about Disney Studio. I think there's more coming to Marvel.
Oh, I think there's going to be more coming in general.
Yeah, so a couple things here, too, that jumped out. This today was on Bounding in the Comics. They talked about how even in recent X-Men comic books, they had a flashback sequence in the one comic, and all they did was just copy-paste art from other X-Men books. They didn't even create new
So the
art.
art's not even going to match.
No, it's basically somebody else's art. Now, usually when they do a flashback or they reference another comic book, usually they redraw it by that artist.
Right, so it flows and it fits.
Right, but in this case, they just grabbed Lineal Francis Yu's art and copy pasted it with new word balloons into this other comic, and it was a pretty long sequence. Why would they do this? To save money.
Yep.
That's like 5 or 6 pages of comics you don't have to pay for.
Right. You're probably going to see a lot more of this.
You're going to see a lot more of this. We saw this at Boom when they were sort of on the outs with Disney with the DuckTale books. They were literally just like copy pasting other panels and like flipping characters using Photoshop.
Yeah.
And it was god awful. And we saw that kind of imploded too. But what's interesting is nobody knows where the new Warriors book is.
Yes, where is that?
Snowflake and Safespace. We don't know where they are. I can't find them.
Obviously in the safe space.
Yeah, they're obviously somewhere. I looked under on Comixology under Daniel Kibblesmith. Couldn't find it. It's not on Comixology. I don't know where it is. A lot of people were like, is it canceled? Who knows? I think there's going to be a lot of stuff canceled for sure.
There was a lot of backlash over that. It didn't matter which side you're on.
Yeah.
Everybody hated that.
Yeah, and that's
It offended everyone.
something that's easy to cut. You know?
Yeah, good job there. You finally found a way to unite everyone in hating you.
Yeah, so there we go. But it's not just Marvel Comics. It's actually possibly Marvel Land in Disneyland.
Yes.
Now this is coming to us from WW Pro, who is a Disney insider. He writes for a blog that we run called piratesandprincesses.net. You can go out there and read this article. But he's hearing that they're basically going to stop work on the Avengers Campus expansion in Disneyland because how can they work on it?
Right. So they're going to be let go or reassigned. Now from my understanding, it's mostly done.
Yeah.
It was supposed to open this year, I believe. So there's a lot of it was already done, but it's not ready, and they're just taking the Imagineers off of it.
Yeah, and what could potentially happen, this is what happened last time Disney had a downturn. They laid Imagineers off and they went to the competition. They went to Universal. They took a lot of their ideas and they put it into Harry Potter. So it's very possible that if Universal is in a better place than Disney is, that they could scoop up some of Disney's people and they could actually, when they open Epic Universe, it'll be extra epic.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I mean, I think a lot of the stuff has been done, but there still was more to go. And if that's the truth, well, they can't do anything now anyway. They couldn't bring it back until they could work on it, and they can't work on it anytime soon because they can't open Disney.
Yeah, so that is what's going on, guys. I fully expect after next week's call for there to be more people thrown overboard. I think this is wave one. This is like, so they can tell the investors, hey guys, yeah, we saw the numbers. We already tossed a bunch of people overboard, but we have a plan to pare things back even further. And we're going to cut X number of jobs, whatever. They're not going to do it before the investor call because there's going to be too many questions. There's already going to be a lot of questions they're not going to answer. But in this case, they're going to be like, we're going to lay more people
I'll say it again. If they turn around and give a dividend payout, I'm going to be like, they better not. I mean, I don't see how they can. But if they do, that'd be like the most insulting load of crap ever.
28,000 cast members
at least
are laid off.
Now we're talking closer to heading towards 30 at this point.
So I don't know. We're stockholders, so we would get a bit of that money, that mouse cheddar. But I'd rather they keep their people. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're gonna keep an eye on the dismal Disney situation, especially as it touches on comics, because I think things are gonna get really interesting at Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Bye.